To access the advanced sleep functionality on the Galaxy 6 watch, simply go to Sleep. So yesterday, I slept late, but I got enough time to sleep. I got 74. That's the score that you get. Slept 7 hours and 3 minutes. And let's check out some of the features here. So you can see I slept for 7 hours, and the actual sleep time was 6 hours and 50 minutes. My sleep score is 74, and it shows you the sleep stages: awake, REM, light, and deep. And of course, you've got additional info like the blood oxygen. Time under 90% was 55 seconds. Snoring, it detects snoring, but that will activate the microphone. Thankfully, I had no snoring. Also, the watch has a temperature sensor that detects your body's skin temperature during sleep, and mine was 32.2 up to 36.2. Sleep consistency. To access the sleep functionality, go to Samsung Health and then go to Sleep right here. And you can see all the details for your sleep time, score, and all the other factors. So let's dive in and find out more about each one of them. First, let's start with sleep score. The watch displays charts of your sleep score. You got a score for 31 days and a score for 12 months. Now let's dive into the sleep score factors. First, let's start with the total sleep time. For this example, I got 7 hours and 3 minutes of sleep, which is the recommended range for adults, and how much sleep you need varies from person to person, but most people need 6 to 9 hours. Actually, according to research, people need between 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Getting the right amount of sleep helps you get enough deep and REM sleep and the number of sleep cycles you need, and when your sleep time is short or too long, it lowers your sleep score. So let's go back. Let's have a look at the sleep cycles. As you sleep, your brain and body follow a predictable cycle through the different stages of sleep. Most adults need to have between 4 to 5 sleep cycles during a typical night of sleep. Getting too few or too many will lower your sleep score. The next sleep factor is called wakefulness, and let's have a look at that. Spending less time awake, of course, helps you get continuous sleep, and some time awake during the night is normal. Your sleep score is lower if you spend, of course, 10% or more of your total sleep time being awake. And finally, let's have a look at these two interesting factors here called sleep recovery, physical recovery, and mental recovery. Let's have a look at physical recovery first. Physical recovery, such as tissue growth and repair, happens during deep sleep. The more deep sleep you get, the more your body can recover. Typically, about 10% to 12% of total sleep time is spent in deep sleep, and it tends to happen earlier in the night, so your sleep score is higher when you get more deep sleep in your first sleep cycle. As for mental recovery, the majority of dreams happen during REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. REM sleep is typically about 19% to 27% of your total sleep time. Getting more REM sleep is good for your health, and it's usually toward the end of your sleep cycles, and it will raise your sleep score. Now let's move on to the sleep stages. As you sleep, your brain and body go through different stages of sleep. The percentage of time you spend in each stage of sleep can be helpful in understanding your total sleep health. Awake for me was 12 minutes, so you were awake for 12 minutes. This includes waking up completely as well as brief awakenings that can include changing position in your sleep. Waking during sleep is normal as long as you can fall asleep easily again. Next is REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. You can notice these things here. That means that this is the typical range. Typical ranges are for reference only. Of course, your sleep needs may be different, and the typical range for each sleep stage is shown when your total sleep is 4 hours or more. So for this one, I was awake 12 minutes, and my REM sleep was 1 hour and 43 minutes. I had 1 hour and 43 minutes of sleep. You have very low muscle tone and more irregularity in your pulse and breathing than in deep sleep. This phase of sleep is when you may have vivid dreams. Most REM sleep happens in the second half of your sleep, so waking up early can cut your REM sleep short. And finally, I had something called light sleep, which is 4 hours and 45 minutes. This includes the time when you drift from being awake to being asleep and then into a steadier sleep. During the stage, some movement is normal and you can be easily awoken. And finally, deep sleep, which is very important. So I got 23 minutes of deep sleep. During deep sleep, your breathing, heartbeat, and brain waves reach their lowest levels, and your body goes through important restoration and physical recovery. For some people, especially older adults, little or no deep sleep is normal, and an earlier bedtime can, of course, help to increase deep sleep. I was late. I slept at around 2 o'clock, so sleep earlier if you want more deep sleep. Now let's have a look at blood oxygen during sleep. Mine was under 90% for 55 seconds and a minimum of 81. Now, that's not exactly good. I'm not sure why. And by the way, I'm not sure if the watch is accurate as well, but blood oxygen varies naturally. Blood oxygen is usually a few percentage points lower during sleep because of slower breathing. And in general, blood oxygen during sleep is still above 90%. You may notice periods where there's no data shown as the dotted line here. This can happen if your watch is not snug on your wrist, or if your sleeping environment is too cold, which can prevent your watch from getting a good measurement. Now, keep in mind that this is only for fitness and wellness purposes, and it's not a diagnosis or treatment of any medical condition. Next is snoring, and thankfully, I have no snoring here. I have no snoring data. That's good. So the watch can also detect your snoring, but you have to place your phone on a flat surface near your head, such as a bedside table, and with the bottom of the phone pointed towards you. Now, I don't exactly recommend putting the phone next to your head, so I try to keep it a little bit away from me as much as possible. But I don't put the phone in the next room, although it is actually recommended to keep your phone as far away as possible from your head, from your body in general. Now, if you've set detect snoring to always in snore detection settings, make sure that your phone is connected to a charger in order to detect and record snoring. So, I don't have any snoring. This is very interesting, which is skin temperature during sleep. The watch has a skin temperature sensor and it measures your temperature. And it says here, you can see my graph, from 32 to 36 degrees Celsius. Your skin temperature, which varies more than your core temperature, typically dips as you fall asleep and rises as you wake up again. If you see temperature spikes during your sleep, these may indicate that your bedroom or bedding is too warm, which can make it harder to get the sleep that you need. It's true. Actually, when you sleep, you need to lower your core body temperature so you can get a good night's rest. And if your room is hot, you can't actually fall asleep that easily. Keeping your bedroom cool between 16 and 20 degrees can help you sleep better. A drop in body temperature is associated with feeling sleepy. You can enhance this effect with a warm bath or shower before bed to create a contrast with your cool bedroom. That's true. So take a shower before going to bed to increase the chances of having a good night's sleep. And for the type of sleep animal, this is very interesting. The watch can tell you what kind of sleep animal are you, but you need 7 days of consistent sleep to find out what you are. That can identify the sleep type and create a sleep coaching program, a customized sleep coaching program for your needs. So you can see that sleep is very important for the body. It's important for the conservation of energy, for body recovery, memory, emotional regulation, and hormone secretion. To get the best sleep, falling asleep and waking up at the same time each day is important. That's very important for your circadian rhythm as well. And for measuring sleep, you have to wear your watch at night, and you can track your sleep time, sleep stages, and more. And here is the recommended amount of sleep. Now let's try to understand a little bit more about the sleep chart. Your sleep chart shows your different sleep stages through your sleep. Individual sleep patterns vary, but here are some common tendencies. You can see that this is a sleep chart right here. That's the REM stage of sleep. This is the light stage of sleep, and this is the deep stage of sleep. And it looks like this, if you can notice. Now, most deep sleep happens during the first half of your sleeping period. So let's see here, first half of your sleeping period, that's most of the deep sleep happening. You can see here. Most adults have 4 to 5 sleep cycles during a typical sleep, but the number can vary based on total sleep time, how deeply you sleep, and other factors. Now, REM sleep, which can be seen right here, is more common in the second half of the sleeping period. So you can see that this is the first half, and this is the second half. REM sleep is more common during the second half of sleep. Not every sleep chart will look like this one, by the way. If you're concerned about your sleep, you can take steps to improve it, such as trying to get the amount of sleep recommended for your age. And it's very important, by the way, to get enough of each sleep stage. There's no particular way to increase or decrease certain stages of sleep, but getting enough sleep on a regular schedule tends to help you get the sleep your body needs. And here are more details, guys, about sleep. You can read more about these things if you're interested. Why is sleep important, for example? You can read more about it here. It's very nice. Samsung has done all of this. It's providing all this information. What is quality of sleep, or what is quality sleep? Sleep consistency. This will talk to you about sleep consistency. I highly recommend you read about all of these things, guys. tips for falling asleep, sleep and exercise, sleep and phone usage, blood oxygen, and snoring. So you can read about all of these things, guys, and thank you for watching this video. Use your Galaxy Watch to monitor your sleep, and have a great day and enjoy your sleep. Sweet dreams, everybody. Take care.